Okay, so I know that I said that I was not going to make the channel be about just sales, but there's one last thing that I need to talk to you guys about, and then I will move on to the next topic. This is just way too important to ignore, so let me just give you one last thing about sales and I'll move on, I promise. Like I've said from day one, the purpose of this channel is for me to share anything that I feel that you can benefit from. It's been the purpose of the channel from day one, and I'm going to continue to do so. Like I said, this topic is way too important to leave out, so we're going to talk about it. Plus, if I've done videos about sales, this one thing is actually the foundation for anything that you want to know about sales. Without this one component, anything that we have reviewed is pointless. Why? Because without this one thing, you might never even consider to get into sales in the first place. So to not make pointless all the things that we have reviewed about sales, give me about 10 minutes and you'll see what I'm talking about here. Stay tuned. As many of you know, my name is Andrew Pizzi. I'm an investor and entrepreneur out of Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to the AP Show, where I'll be focusing on how to build a great life around health, wealth, love, and happiness, which I believe are all needed in order for you to have a great life overall and not just in one specific area. We'll be reviewing a few different things today, but before we jump into the video, I actually wanted to share a personal goal of mine with all of you. I want to get this channel to 1,000 subscribers before the year ends. That means that I will need you, every single one of you watching, to hit the subscribe button so that we can achieve that goal by the end of the year. Also, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified every single Monday when I drop a video like this. Another thing I want you to do, and I need you to do, is to hit the like button. When you do this, YouTube is going to recommend this video and our channel to a brand new audience that can benefit from info like this. Lastly, please comment below on whether you agree, or if you disagree, I would love to see the comments on why you disagree. Rather than being right, I'm actually trying to get the right answer. And the more comments and the more opinions that we have down below in the description and in the comments, the better informed the viewer's decision will be when they get all that information and they compile it and they put it together. With all of that being said, let's jump right into the video. What's so important? What are we going to be reviewing today that is so urgent and that we can't leave out? We're going to be reviewing the few reasons why people hate sales. There's many people that hate the term sales. Now, you might think that's not important, but hear me out. Sales, as I've said before, is one of the most important things that you need to be good at. It's going to help you in multiple areas of your life. And one of them, as I reviewed on a previous video, which by the way, if you haven't watched that one, go watch it right now after this one. I actually talked about how selling and learning how to sell is actually going to help you to have a better personal life and improve your life overall. Also, it's not only going to help you have a better personal life, but also it's going to be one of the highest paid careers that you can get into. I'm not even joking. Sales is one of the highest paid careers out there. Look it up for yourself. This is actually where not having the right information can not only cost you a lot of money, but also up to not having the life that you've always dreamed of. You see, most people think that the only way to success, to having money, and to being rich is to go to college and get a degree. For most people, when they hear the term or the word success, they think of doctors, attorneys, engineers, etc. Well, that's true. Those people can make a lot of money. Certain industries that are tied to sales can actually make you not only a lot of money, but give you a lot of freedom, which is what everybody or most people are going after. And truly, that's what they should be going after. If you're a doctor and you make $500,000 a year, but you have to work 60 hours a week to do so, otherwise you're gonna make zero, then that's not attractive. Today, I'm going to be covering 4 categories or 4 reasons why people hate sales. 90% of people will fall into one of these 4 categories. And I promise you, I've worked and met a bunch bunch of people in my life, so I promise you, every single person, or let's say 90% of people, will be in one of these 4 categories. So if you hate sales and you have found yourself in that position, listen to this, because you're going to find your why and the reason that you hate sales in one of these 4. And again, you have to realize the importance of this, and that's why I'm having this conversation with you. Now, with this, I don't mean that you have to go into sales, because you might have a passion for being a doctor, for being an attorney, for being an engineer, or any other career. But if you don't, and you're just going into those careers because you want to make money, let me tell you, there is no better career to make a lot of money than sales, no matter what industry, but tied to sales. And again, comment below if you agree, and if you disagree even more, comment with the reason why. I would love to hear that. The way we're going to be doing this today is I'm going to be giving you and talking about each one of the 4 reasons, and then at the end, I'm going to be giving you the way that you can fix this. So get a pen and a paper, because you're going to want to be truly paying attention to place yourself in one of the 4 categories. And again, this is not me telling you that you're wrong. This is me giving you the reasons why you could be hating sales, so that you can get more money, more options, and more freedom. So before we start on the 4 options, just know we're on the same side here. Reason number 1 that most people hate sales is actually the most common one, which is hating the typical salesperson and what it sounds or look like. What I mean by what it looks like to be a salesperson is the following. Most people think about a salesperson as an auto dealership experience, right? Most people actually hate to even think about going into an auto dealership, because they know that they want to possibly be looking at a vehicle that they will possibly buy, but they don't even want to show up to the dealership, because not because they will spend money on the vehicle, but because they know that as soon as they pull up to the parking lot, they're going to be approached by the typical salesperson, and they're going to push them, and they're going to rush them, and they're not going to leave them alone until they sell them a vehicle. All they care about is actually, as quickly as possible, making you pick a vehicle, test drive it, buy it, and get out of this dealership so that they can go onto the next victim. Now, this is the most common reason why people hate salespeople, but it's very, very, very easy to fix. And so I understand why you would hate that, but let me give you the way to fix it. The way you fix this one is to start thinking as a consumer even before you go into sales. For example, on that auto dealership, wouldn't it be nicer if instead of being pushy and making people just buy whatever vehicle is most convenient to you, wouldn't it be nicer if the person just approached you at the dealership once you get out of your car, just to let you know, hey, my name is Andrew, I'll be over there. In case that you have any questions or you want to test drive any of the vehicles, I'm here. Just walk away or ask questions that are actually going to lead you as a salesperson into knowing what is their dream vehicle. So they actually buy something they like, and it's not just something that is very transactional. What I mean by this is the less pushy you are, the less you're going to hate sales. Because again, you might hate the concept of being a salesperson because they're usually pushy. Well, let me tell you, you can change that, and you can actually love selling because you know that you're asking the right questions and you're getting the person to buy a vehicle that they actually like. Reason number 2 is because you're not passionate about the product that you sell or the company that you work for. You need to be passionate, and you need to believe that the company that you work for and the product that you're selling is going to change that customer's life in a positive way. So many people are part of this group, and let me tell you, it's so easy to fix. All you need to do is ask yourself and self-assess, is the product and the company that I'm representing going to change my customers' lives for good? And if the answer is no, you need to work very, very hard to find a product where that answer is actually yes. I did a video about this about a month ago, so go back and watch that one. But let me tell you something. Once you do find a product that you're passionate about and the answer is yes to the question of, does it change my customer's life? It's game over. You're going to sell way more, and trust me, you won't hate sales. Number 3 is actually more of a myth than it is a reason. And it is that people usually think that they need to know a ton of people and that they need to be an extrovert in order to be good at selling a product. So most people go, you know what, I'm not going to be good at this. I'm actually hating just to think about it because I'm not outgoing. When in reality, you actually, number 1, sometimes don't even need to be outgoing. Sometimes you don't even need to know a lot of people because you can do what's called remote sales. So if you're worried about your body language and just not being outgoing, you can actually do that. Number 2, usually people think that they just need to know a ton of people, and that's just not true. You do need a lot of people, you just don't need to know all of them. What you can do instead to fix this very easy problem is what I tell my team to do all the time. Identify the main person in one group, meaning you can touch that one person that can lead you into a lot of other people through referrals. So you don't need to actually know and spend the time knowing every single one of the 50 people in one group. If you can just identify the main person or the person who knows all the 50 people and touch them so that you can lead, or they can lead you into the 50 people that they know. So you do need people, but you don't need to know every one of the people that you're going to be doing business with. It's a myth. Like, people think that all the time, but that's not the case. Otherwise, the 200 to 300 people maybe that I know wouldn't have helped me build a company, an insurance company, where I insure, and we have as customers over 3,000 people. So did I know all 3,000 people, or did I know 200 to 300 people that introduced me and led me into 3,000 people? Reason number 4 is that usually people do not understand the massive amounts of money that you can be making in the sales industry. If I told you today that you can be selling a $500 product to 1,000 people and that's going to make you $500,000, would you not be interested? Exactly. So let me tell you something. The easy fix for this problem is make sure that the industry you're getting into and the product you're going to be selling has a lot of upside income potential. Because let me tell you something. I do know a lot of people, salespeople, that are making $30,000 a year, but I know a lot of people that are making well above $500,000, which is $500,000 every single year. With all of that being said, I hope today's video was valuable. Please feel free to go to Instagram and give me a follow so that you can get daily content from me there. But with nothing else to add, take care, everybody.